everyone. This is Colleen Lemma, starseed astrologer and spiritual messenger from sacredsoulempowerment.com. Here to do your weekly angel card reading for Monday, February 11th through Sunday, February 17th, 2019. For this week's weekly reading, we're going to be using a new deck for the main message for everyone. It's called the Psychic Tarot Oracle deck by John Holland. And your special message card this week, depending on your stone of choice, is going to be coming from the Messages from the Light deck by Joyce Huntington. So let's go ahead and start by looking at your stones of choice. Your first stone of choice is amethyst. And when I was choosing stones for this week's weekly reading, I was getting the message to choose them mostly based on the chakra that they were associated with. So of course the amethyst is going to be really related to the crown chakra, opening you up to higher guidance so that perhaps you could gain insight or messages to the next step in your direction on your path. The next stone of choice is Lemma, and Lemma is going to relate to the throat chakra, which is about speaking your truth authentically and honestly. And it can even be related to channeling and perhaps even to clairaudience. It kind of goes up into the ear chakras there as well. So if you're needing to speak your truth in some capacity, then this would probably be your stone of choice for the week. And then your last stone of choice is rhodochrosite. And of course, this week we have Valentine's Day here in the United States, but the rhodochrosite, is a stone that relates to the heart chakra. So being in touch with your emotions, being able to express your emotions appropriately. Of course, this can also be a stone to help heal relationship matters or other lower vibrational emotions, frustration or anger or upsetness in any way. Can help to kind of clear them all out of that heart chakra. So again, your stones of choice for this week are the amethyst, the Lemma, or the rhodochrosite. Okay, so let's start by taking a look at the astrology for the week. Now, I want to back up because, we've had, those eclipses in January, and some of us are still waiting for things to unfold, or we're still waiting for clarity as far as our direction. And last week, we had a new moon in Aquarius at the middle degree, 15 degrees of Aquarius. And if you recall, this has been over a week ago now, but if you recall those few days leading up to that new moon, it was quite heavy and heavy even physically. I mean, heavy physically, heavy emotionally, mentally. There was a lot of that dark of the moon energy, and it was really intense as we were leading up to that new moon. But the new moon in Aquarius, this should have helped to kind of lighten things a little bit, shed some light perhaps on things, bring in kind of communication or messages in some regards, because Aquarius is an air sign, and so it relates to that mental realm and networking and communication. And I bring that up because as we go into this week now, the second week into that new moon cycle where the moon is waxing, hopefully we're gaining some sort of clarity or insight as to where we're going. And this past Sunday, and I want to bring this up too, I don't remember if I talked about it in the last week's weekly reading, but on Sunday, the 10th, the moon was in Aries. And the reason why I bring that up is because the first thing of significance we're talking about this week is on Wednesday the 13th, where Mars in Aries is challenging Uranus in Aries. Actually, it's a conjunction, and I don't know why I said a challenge, because it can be a positive connection as well as a challenging. And only, I guess, challenging came out because Mars is the warrior, and Uranus can bring sudden redirection and changes into our lives. So on Sunday, the 10th, the moon was in Aries, and it was connecting to Mars and Uranus, even before Mars and Uranus was connecting here on Wednesday the 13th this week. So if you think back to over the weekend, last weekend, there could have been something that was initiated or an energy that was set into motion, or there could have been a sudden change or redirection, or there could have been emotional upheavals or people being a little bit more emotional, reacting in an emotional way, because the moon does rule our emotions, and Aries is kind of a reaction-oriented sign. Okay, so now we're fast forwarding to Wednesday the 13th, where Mars, the planet of energy and action and forward movement, in the first sign of the zodiac, Aries, about new beginnings, and about quick and fast movement, by the way, because it's a fire sign, is connecting now to Uranus, which is at the last degree of Aries. So that's important, because that 29th degree of Aries, where both Mars and Uranus are, and which they're coming together on Wednesday the 13th, is called a critical degree. It means it's intensifying the energies of those planets in that sign. And again, Aries is an initiating sign, the first sign of the zodiac: confidence, courage, new beginnings, new directions, starting something new, making a new plan, being bold, and really kind of just moving forward at a fast rate, because it's a fire sign. Mars in Aries makes it even more so of wanting forward movement, or wanting to see something, unfold, almost maybe moving too fast, and especially when it connects with Uranus, because Uranus is this higher vibrational, higher dimensional kind of planet. It rules the God mind energy. It rules sudden and unexpected happenings, changes of directions, surprises, and boom, here we have them coming together. So I wanted to back up and talk about Sunday, because you may have felt something already up in, before this Wednesday occurrence even occurs. Saturday, Sunday of last week, Monday, Tuesday of this week, as they're getting closer and closer, we're feeling that energy of, something that's going to be set into motion, so to speak. Now, this can also on a physical level bring a lot of kind of anxiety energies, and we're not able to sleep as well. We're kind of buzzing from the Uranus energy, and it's again being heightened because it's at that 29th critical degree, and then Mars comes into it on top of it, which Mars rules our physical energy. So we're really, really wanting to push forward on something. And so it can affect us physically, mentally speaking, spiritually. And so I feel like this can be a really good thing, but we have to learn how to kind of stay balanced, and we have to learn how to stay a little grounded as that comes in. And then on Thursday the 14th, Mars now is moving out of Aries. It's leaving that 29th degree of Aries after connecting with Uranus, and it's moving into Taurus. Taurus is an earth sign. Taurus is more grounded and practical and slower moving with things. So this is going to slow down the speed of forward movement, which may be a welcome relief for some of you. Others of you may be thinking, no, I don't want movement to slow down, because maybe you're even feeling like you don't see what's happening yet, or you don't feel like anything has been unfolding yet. But don't worry, because the Mars connecting with Uranus, as it's been building for the last couple of weeks, has been speeding things up on that fifth dimensional, higher dimensional level with that Uranus energy. Now that Mars is moving into Taurus, where it's going to be until March 31st, it will help to ground the energy. It will help to take whatever was happening or being initiated or going on behind the scenes on the spiritual level, even if it was something that was unfolding on our physical third dimensional level, it's going to slow things down enough to take care of details and take things step by step, and not to move too fast. So it's actually going to be helpful to help with manifestation and to help with being grounded as we allow things to unfold naturally. Now on Sunday the 17th, the only other thing of significance really happening here is the moon. And on Sunday the 17th, the moon starts out in Cancer, and it challenges Uranus, which is still in Aries at that 29th degree, for just a few more days here before it moves into Taurus for good. And then when the moon shifts from Cancer, which is an emotional sign, so you might find people's emotions, again, being a little bit more sensitive, and they're going to be more reactive emotionally. Then the moon on Sunday moves into Leo, and it challenges Mars, which just moved into Taurus. So again, there could be that feeling of emotional frustration, or again, people being maybe a little bit emotionally reactive. So it's just, there's a lot going on here, but I don't feel like it's all negative. It's just, to me, the Uranus energy is very high vibrational. It's about downloads of higher energy. It's about downloads of messages, opening up the crown chakra and allowing in this new direction, allowing your angels and guides to show you what decisions to make and how to move forward best with Mars connecting with it. Just a little heads up about Monday the 18th, which will be part of next week's reading. And this happens really early in the morning Eastern time, which is why I'm bringing it up now, because Saturday and Sunday, the 16th and 17th, during this week, we'll start to feel Venus starting to connect with Saturn, and they're both in Capricorn. This happens Monday the 18th at 5:52 a.m. Eastern time. So again, we're going to be feeling it over this weekend. And you know, Venus is much more practical, career-oriented, again, grounded, ambitious, and wants to take care of what's the next step for me. And Saturn, being in his home sign of Capricorn, makes him stronger as far as, again, dealing with things about money, finance, career, life path, destiny path, who am I out in the world, being recognized for what you have to offer, you know, out there in the external reality of your life. It can also feel a little heavy with Saturn and Capricorn. It's very third dimensional, dealing with a lot of third dimensional stuff, you know, the politics and things going on in our country and whatnot. And Venus, of course, is the ruler of the divine feminine. So we may also see something regarding women as far as on a collective level that may deal somehow with big business or government or something like that. So we'll have to stay tuned and see how that unfolds. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the message from our angels and guides from, again, my brand new deck here. And you can see there's 5 cards here because they were just falling out all over the place when I was shuffling and meditating. And, you know, I did bless them, of course, before because this is a brand new deck. But there was just all kinds of cards falling out. So that's why we have 5 cards here. And the first card, okay, this is the 4 of emotions. The green border in this deck is the emotions. So this would be sort of like the 4 of cups in the traditional tarot, the 4 of emotions. And the message on the bottom says discontent and boredom. And we have this man here. He's standing on some sort of balcony. He's got his back turned to what's out here going on in the world. He's got his head down as if he's perhaps frustrated, perhaps depressed, perhaps contemplating something. And we can see a little castle out here in the background too, which, you know, to me would be signifying like your hopes, your dreams, creating stability in your life, creating some sort of structure in your life, you know, wanting to like move towards your goals. If he was facing outwards, it would be like, okay, I'm looking to my goal, I'm looking to building some sense of a solid foundation in my life. But here, he's got his back turned and he's kind of looking down. So I feel like, again, the message at the bottom, discontent and boredom. I feel like some of us are feeling like we're not seeing the changes yet that we're seeking. Again, we've had those eclipses in January, so some of you may be feeling like, okay, where are the changes? You know, where is the redirections that I'm wanting in my life? You're feeling a little bit like lackluster, you know, or like things are stuck or limited or restricted in some way and not moving, and you're feeling, you know, like you want to maybe throw in the towel or give up, or, you know, there's some sort of frustration here going on. This to me just feels like you're feeling like, okay, what next? Like I want something to happen. I need something to happen. So let's go ahead and take a look at this next card. Maybe it'll give us more information about that card. Okay, this is the solar plexus, the 3rd chakra, the solar plexus. Now, this deck does have 7 cards related to the 7 main chakras in it. So here we're talking about our sense of power. Okay, our solar plexus is our sense of power, our willpower, our courage, our confidence, our ability to take charge and do something, take an action, make something happen. So it's here with this 4 of water, or 4 of emotions, I should say, discontent and boredom. So this to me is a message from our angels and guides saying, take charge, take your power back, take charge, be empowered, feel empowered, use your will to create something, use your willpower to take some sort of action. And I know some of you maybe are already taking action, but this is just a reiteration of take some actions, whatever the next step could possibly be, to move yourself out of this place that you're in emotionally Okay, I feel like this is a bright spot in the week of, and especially with Mars connecting with Uranus, there's going to be like some explosion of power here, or some explosion of action, or some explosion of change that comes in with that solar plexus chakra card. Let's take a look at this card here. Ooh, this is a wonderful card. This is number 17, and it says hope at the bottom. Now, this is relating to the star card in the traditional tarot. And the star card is about hope and making future plans and knowing that your dreams are, going to come into reality as you visualize and as you believe that they will. Now, there's a person here, and they have their hands out held, and this beautiful kind of sunlight. And there's actually an image of a person or a guide here within that beam of light. They just said, this is like the explosion of energy of Mars connecting with Uranus this week. There's some sort of, again, explosion of energy, explosion of movement, explosion of change, and not to be taken literally like explosions, but to me, this is like an explosion of higher dimensional energy. And they're saying downloads again, downloads of higher dimensional energy, downloads of messages that lead you to the next step on your path, that give you a sense of hope, knowing that there's something good coming. Your angels and guides, and I want to say your star brothers and sisters of the light, because here, to me, the star card is, about the universe and our star brothers and sisters. And we do have an image of a guide or someone here in the center of that yellow ball of explosion, as I call it. And, something's being offered you here. The hands are holding the ball of yellow light, the golden yellow light. So something's being offered, a message, an idea, a new direction, a blessing, prosperity and abundance of some type. So it gives you hope. I feel like you're going to start to see, as we're now in this waxing cycle since the Aquarius new moon, that there's hope again. You're starting to feel that sense of hope because there's something happening here. Let's look at the card that came out with that. Ooh, another chakra card. Interesting. So this is the fourth chakra, the heart chakra. And of course, the heart chakra is about our emotions, about our feelings, about being empathic, about, healing old emotional patterns or relationship dynamics. So since it's with this card, I feel like we need to, there's something within our thought, our heart, our feelings, and our emotions that need healing. We need to, they're saying go into your heart. You go into your heart space, open your heart space. Some of us have closed down that heart space. And if we think about the 4 of emotions over here, the number 4 there is a very restricted, limiting kind of number. It's like being in a box. So you've kind of put some sort of protection around your own heart chakra. You're protecting your heart chakra. You've closed it down and you're not able to see that there's still hope for the future, with whether it be relationship matters or career matters or financial matters, that you're needing to open up your heart again, heal whatever emotional issues are attached to this situation or energy for you, and allow this explosion of positive energy and allow the universe to give you something here, to give you this blessing, this gift that they're trying to give you. Let's take a look at the last card. Oh my gosh, I don't believe we have 3 out of the 4 chakra cards in this reading. This is the 7th chakra, the crown chakra, with this beautiful amethyst purple colored light. And this is opening yourself up to higher information, higher knowledge, higher wisdom, to, and I feel like, since we have 3 chakra cards, that it's very important to kind of meditate on balancing your chakras, making sure they're open appropriately and that they're functioning in a balanced, healthy way. So this is, at the end of our reading here, opening up your crown chakra to, again, that they're saying that explosion of higher dimensional information, messages, the downloads that Mars and Uranus coming together are going to bring. Now, you might be aware of what some of that is. You might have flashes of insight or, intuitions or new ideas that kind of come in. Or this might be happening during your dream time. Maybe you're having interesting dreams that is part of the download. Whatever it is, maybe you're having physical symptoms, whatever it is, allow the download to take place. Allow yourself to be open to, again, opening up the crown chakras, opening up all possibilities that the universe can bring you. You know, it's opening up to universal energy, basically. And when you open yourself up to universal energy, you can allow these gifts and these blessings and these hope and the opportunities and the abundance and the prosperity to just kind of come flowing down through you and then down into all of your other chakras and grounding you, you know, into the base of Earth Mother Gaia through your root chakra. So let's see what your special message is depending on your stone of choice. Okay, so for those of you that chose the amethyst, this one's sticking up, amethyst people, centering. Wow, I think this was a card either in the monthly reading or last week's reading, because I know I've used this deck before. So this again shows two hands, but they're more like in a prayer or meditative kind of position here, but there's those concentric circles reverberating out from those hands. And so this is telling me that centering yourself in meditation and meditating on your desires and visualizing in meditation what it is that you truly want to create or extend yourself into is going to be very helpful as you move throughout this week and the weeks ahead to bring you what you want. In other words, through visualization and intention in your spiritual practice, and maybe it's meditation, maybe it's walking in the woods and taking a hike, maybe it's in a nice kind of sea salt bath sort of situation. But when you think about and you intend, it's going to like reverberate like these concentric circles out further and further and further into the universe to kind of bring forth, you know, through that power of divine thought. It's going to help to bring forth what it is that you want to manifest as you move into this hopeful future here. All right, for those of you that chose the Larimar, let's give this a little bit of a shuffle. Looking for the Larimar message. Okay, this one just popped up. Larimar people, light worker. Okay, so for those of you that chose the Larimar, they're talking about your light worker abilities, your gifts and talents, whatever it is you're here to do on a soul level for the planet. Now, that could be something as simple as, you know, raising your children and giving them good guidance. And I shouldn't even say simple. I mean, that's a big task. You know, being a parent and guiding the children, the new children of the earth here that are going to be our upcoming, you know, leaders in the future. That's quite a big task. But there's all sorts of ways of being a light worker, and that's basically the purpose of what I'm trying to convey here. Is it could be, you know, you're a hands-on healer, maybe you're a reader, maybe you're building a school for the indigo crystal children, you know, maybe you're, maybe you're creating a new company where you're talking about organic foods and trying to assist people with eating healthfully. I mean, these are all light worker gifts, and so each one of you has a gift. You have something that your soul came in to express to the world, to share with the world, to teach the world. So however that takes place, focus in on your gifts, your talents, your light worker abilities. There's a lot of gold and yellow in this card, just like the gold and yellow here of the Hope card. So tune into your solar plexus chakra, your center of confidence, courage, willpower. Take an action. This is where we will and take an action towards what it is that we want to do. And here she's like holding some sort of light here. It's like you're needing to beam your light out. I feel like some of you have maybe suppressed your light, or maybe it has been suppressed because of circumstances you've been in. It's time now to kind of expand again. Find your light and expand into your light as you move forward in this week and the weeks ahead. All right, and then for those of you that chose the rhodochrosite, give this a little shuffle. Rhodochrosite, this one's popped up. Awakening. Wow, if that doesn't describe Mars connecting with Uranus this week, nothing does. This is about an awakening that you're going to have. You can see that there's a gentleman standing here. His palm chakras are lit up. His whole entire physical, emotional, mental body, spiritual bodies is all kind of lit up with these little golden flecks of light and white light, and he's just standing there And he's almost got his eyes closed and he's just allowing it to happen. So allow the download of energies, allow the shift to take place. Sit and be with yourself as much as you can. Go to bed early, they're saying, and get extra sleep as this download occurs. Be out in nature, because that's going to be very helpful to absorb some of this newfound higher dimensional energy. Something's being activated within you. The cellular memory of past lifetimes and gifts is being activated. Different gifts, talents, and abilities is being activated. Your chakras are being activated. So allow this activation to take place. He's wearing a red shirt, and that stands out to me. And the red, of course, is root chakra, where after this activation takes place, you'll be able to ground it into the third dimensional reality, which helps with manifestation of something here. Manifestation of this higher dimensional energy will occur after the awakening for you occurs. So I hope you've liked this weekly angel card reading. Thank you all so much for watching, sharing the videos, subscribing, sending your messages through Facebook and YouTube. I appreciate all of your support, all of your help, all of your wonderful messages. And I want to send you lots of love and light as we move forward, all of us on our path, and many, many angel blessings.